So we're really excited to be here. When we heard that Pete was saying that the theme was going to be making change happen, we were all over it. We are change agents. We run an organization called Darwin. It's Michael and I. And what we do every day is motivate, inspire, and make change happen. So today what we want to do is walk you through a small case study of what we've done that we didn't even get paid for. We made monumental change. We all remember this place, right? Blockbuster, right? We spent plenty of hours there. I remember personally renting my first VCR from that place as a child. $10, walked out with this big suitcase. We spent hundreds of dollars on late fees here. But what's happened to this organization? Where are they at now? They're gone. They're all blockbusters. What are we going to do now? The sign is so sad. They had to remind people that they're still open because there was a 50% blowout, 80% blowout, 90% discounts off this place. But we know there had to have been somebody in that organization that said, something's wrong here. Let's fix it. This VCR is gone. The DVD is gone. How can we adapt to that? So how can we teach all of you who may be working at organizations like this today to say, we know the formula to change. How can we speak up? How can we be disruptive? How can we help save that organization? And we believe that today we have that formula to help you make change happen. But we don't have to be the Teslas of the world, the Gates of the world, the Jobses of the world. We don't have to be geniuses to make change happen. Even the smallest change can make a monumental impact, whether it's in our lives, in our careers, or in our communities. How can we become the catalyst? How can we get our ideas to essentially take root and make that happen? We don't have to be a genius. We don't have to be an Einstein. We don't have to have a write-up in a Wikipedia to say, here I am with my molecular physics or astrophysics kind of concepts. That's not it at all. What's your idea? Push it forward. Make it happen. Let people know that there's something that could be better. There's a better way that we can resolve this issue. So let's make our ideas take root. Speak up. Let that leadership know. Let people know that their change is on the way and change is possible. And I know a lot of the other speakers have talked about that. Don't sit on the sidelines. If you know there's a better way or there's a possible solution, be courageous. Speak up and let them know what the ideas are.
Nice. So it's not about doing it this way, it's about doing it a better way. So we are dreamers, and we hope the rest of you out there are thinking, either you are dreamers or thinking about dreamers. We work with organizations large and small. We call it delightful disruption because we work to help them reinvent their brands, reinvent their organizations, and rethink how they do things through visual storytelling. Yeah, strong little boy there. One of the projects we're going to talk about tonight, as Laura mentioned before, is about a project that had no scope. We didn't make a dime on the project. It was a project that we held dear to our heart and a project that made a huge people impact. And this was one that we're going to talk through and kind of walk you through the formula that we have out tonight. So look at this guy. We worked on site at a client, and we were put in a box much like this, our friend up here, sitting with our desks facing an unimaginative, uninspiring, bland wall. How could you do work like that? Laura and I like to work shoulder to shoulder. We share a brain. If I stood back here talking to her like this, nothing would get done, right? So we needed to find a better way to make our work environment who we are. That's just in our DNA. So we decided, seems small change, to change and move our desk. You can see up in the corner, they paid a space planning organization to make this happen, facing people against the wall. How can you get anything done? So we decided that we were going to move our desk. Simple change, right? But it was huge impact. It created this revolution throughout the entire organization. We saw these two folks down the line. It felt like dominoes, room after room after room, moving their desk. People came up to us. Good pat on the back for us, saying it was exciting. We can collaborate. We do a great job now talking with each other. Think about it, just talking with each other, doing the work together. So these are the things that we're talking about tonight. How can we get people to awaken that curiosity, make that change? Think about, I can make that change. I just have to think about how I do that. So tonight, we're going to give you sort of a simple formula. We know everyone's situation is different, but this is just a good conversation starter, as foundation to think about how change can be made possible. Wait, there we go. So you got to start with the problem. Our problem, you have to start with the need. Our need was to create a better working space for ourselves. Great, got our problem. Figure that out. How do we make it happen? We decided change can happen. Now, we all have different situations, so sometimes it cannot happen, but you have to work through that. We're going to work through that path. So once you decide you have your problem, you got to figure out how to get to that solution. But first, you have to decide, is it in your DNA? Is it in your makeup? Are you a change agent? Are you a boat rocker? Can you make this change happen? Once you decide that, you're well on your way, because once you figure that out, you can figure out how to craft that idea and plan that idea to start making that happen. Come on, go.
And that's exactly what we did. So basically what we did is we had an idea. I mean, we knew right away there was a problem. We knew definitely we're disruptors. We got up from our desk. I said, Michael, we can't do this anymore. We have to change it. So instead of us being like this, we just literally stood up and say, how can we move this around? What can we possibly do? You just can't be a complainer. You've got to have a solution. So trying to figure out exactly what we could do to move it, and we made it happen. So we actually shifted those desks, and then...
So, you got that idea. How do you push that idea? Think about finding people who are like-minded. Get people who make that idea stronger. You all have different chains of command, people you have to talk to. Think about how you talk to those people about your boss, your supervisor, how you can actually make that change happen. We were lucky enough that we were able to push it forward with ease, and then...
And with the boom, everybody did it. Like Michael said, literally like dominoes. We work in a huge organization on our client site where at least 50 desks, 50 offices have changed. Everybody moved, they came by, they're like, we're so happy, we're excited about that. And because of all that, now we're actually taking that to the next level where the client's expanding their office space to a new location, and they're rethinking that desk against the wall concept. They're changing all of that, and they're happy.
They're happy, and that's one of the things. When you think about change, you're trying to make yourself happy. We did it. We had to make our environment happy. When you're thinking about any change that you're making, it's about making yourself happy, but there is that side advantage of making other people happy, whether it's large or small, whether it's moving desks or helping those poor people in California figure out how to get water to their taps.
So we hope we've blown your mind. We hope that we've inspired you guys to think creatively, to think critically, to have that courage to speak up to that leadership. Let them know, show them that proof of concept, show them that it's possible. And when you get a critical mass of people that follow alongside you, you become that leader, and then that change is lasting. Woo!